Hi there, and welcome to the TPI Breakthrough Talent Awards session. The TPI Breakthrough Talent was established 6 years ago to shine a light on young professionals already working in the live events industry. These are the people that are showing the grit and determination that make the world of live touring so great. The 4 winners that I'm going to announce shortly are all going to be invited to the TPI Awards next year, which is the ultimate network opportunity for the live event sector. Each 4 of the winners are also going to get a special bundle from a new company called Standby that provide clothing and apparel specially designed for the rigorous needs for life on the road. A special thanks to Tom Campbell and James Murden from Standby for providing all these prizes. So, let's get down to the results. We're actually going to be hearing from each 4 of our winners to see what they've been up to for the last 14 months during this hard time for the live events industry. And we're going to start with winner number 1, Olga Koenig.
Hi there, I'm Olga. I'm a production coordinator from Hamburg, Germany. Production coordinator, production assistant, merchandise manager, wardrobe manager, personal assistant. I think I've done all the jobs you could even do on tour without having any technical knowledge, of course. I've always wanted to be in touring ever since I've gone to my first gig. I was 14. I saw a stage for the first time and that was it. It was like nothing I've ever felt in my entire life. I was hooked. I knew this was exactly what I wanted for the rest of my life. And I got there in the end. It took me a long time to actually find my footing, but I was given a shot to do some local merch gigs. I was helping out, I was always involved, and then I got a chance to go on tour, and like a year later I moved into touring full time. And in 2019 I was on tour for I think a little over 300 days out of the year. I've always been really intrigued with all the facets of touring, so I've always tried to learn more and more, and I've always tried to be involved. I'm someone who likes to, I'd rather help out wherever I can, even if it's not part of my job, rather than just sitting around doing nothing. So I've always been very involved in trying to learn and trying to help. So I've kind of quickly started picking up bits and bobs here and there, that were part of being a production assistant, and when I was sitting around with idle hands. And I've picked up some pretty amazing clients, kind of out of the blue. I was very, very lucky to be picked. And I've worked for John Fogerty, and I've just started working for the amazing Sabaton in just in the beginning of 2020. And I've been very, very lucky to be able to do 2 tours with them still in 2020 before COVID hit. And then it all went silent, and I went from being on tour pretty much all the time to being home all the time. And it was tough, and I put a big effort into staying in touch with my colleagues and my touring family, because mental health is so important, and especially now it's really suffering. And I've started a course to become a counselor, because I really think that will help me with being a good production coordinator, because I always want to be there for everybody. I want to be the person that everybody can come to a tour. I always love being the tour mom, even though most times I'm not the oldest person on tour for sure. I'm still one of the younger ones, but I love being the person that everybody can turn to and having the professional tools to be able to help people. It was really important to me. I've also watched a lot of webinars, of course, and tried to learn more about all aspects of production. And then I started a course to get my professional bachelor's degree, which I should have in about a month and a half. It's been incredibly challenging, but yeah, I'm really proud of myself for pushing through it.
Brilliant, thanks Olga. And now we're going to go to winner number 2, lighting up-and-comer Morgan Evans.
Hello, I'm Morgan Evans, a freelance lighting associate and programmer. I'm currently studying creative lighting control at Rose Bruford College. In pre-COVID times, I was busy gaining freelance experience with the PRG Tech Crew on live events such as the Brit Awards, Capital Summertime Ball and Pink at Wembley. I was fortunate to gain this initial introduction to PRG through my production arts course at the Brit School. Once the pandemic hit, like many, I started looking around at what I could learn and spend my free time doing, and I started to develop my pre-programming skills. I was an early adopter of the visualization software Depends, and this led me to a number of projects with designers both in the UK and internationally. Obviously, due to COVID, it made it almost impossible to stage live events, but it was great to see some music videos and live streams happening. This past year, despite COVID, I've been fortunate to work with lighting designer Tim Routledge on a number of projects, both remotely with CAD and visualizations, and assisting with on-site shoots. We were working with a number of artists such as Paloma Faith, Liam Payne, Sam Smith and Skepta, and I've been lucky to work with a number of other British creatives over the past year such as Tom Young, James Scott and Cassius Creative. It's been a real privilege to work with so many talented people and to learn from these collaborations. The worst thing for me about this pandemic has been seeing the impact that it's had on the live events industry, mentally, physically, on the people within it, and obviously financially on all the businesses. And I'm just hoping that we can all come out stronger on the other side. In the US, I've been working alongside Darren Langer on a number of TV projects, such as The Kelly Clarkson Show and Entertainment Tonight. Working with Chase Hall on J Balvin's New Year's Eve YouTube performance was definitely a highlight for me, as he performed within the virtual set that we produced. The best thing for me about the pandemic is probably the time to just stop and reflect, appreciating the little things that we had before, and thinking about the things that I'd like to do post-COVID. Recently, I've been concentrating on improving my MA3 programming skills, and I was able to design and program a large team project at Rose Bruford using MA3 hardware, thanks to a number of generous industry sponsors. It's great to see New Zealand putting on such large live events, and I was able to assist Ben Daglish with the pre-programming process for the 660 Stadium concert at Auckland Eden Park. I'm now really looking forward to the UK opening back up and a future where we can all experience live events with each other again.
Brilliant. Thanks, Morgan. Next up, we have Gabriella Wilson, our third winner for this year's Breakthrough Talent Awards.
Hi everyone. My name is Gabby Wilson and I'm an aspiring tour manager. So even though I haven't been working professionally in live music events for very long, I am only 20, and I don't quite know if I can call myself a professional yet, I have had the pleasure and honour of meeting and working with and learning from some of the most amazing people that know so much and have so much knowledge, and have helped me and encouraged me through my journey, giving me the confidence to try for opportunities that I wouldn't usually go for or think I'm good enough for. And as a result of that, I've had the opportunity to work at events all over the country, from Parklife to the Isle of Wight Festival to Sound City to Moving, just to name a few, in a variety of different departments, from like production and operations. So I can really truly understand how much work and effort goes into making events and festivals so amazing, especially in the UK, and how much time and work everybody puts in and what exactly those jobs entail and what are needed for those jobs. So I know COVID has been an incredibly difficult time for live music, and I can say that I've had it probably one of the easiest out of the majority of events professionals this year that have really had it tough. And through COVID, I've mainly focused on finishing my degree. I'm a third year events management student, so it's just been the final sprint to the finish there, as well as taking some time to myself to reflect and look back of where I want to go with my career and how I want to get there and in what time frame, as well as brushing up skills that I'm not quite as confident in, or I don't feel as confident in after taking that much time out of venues. As events are starting back up, I've picked up bits and bobs of work. So I've got moving as well as some rep work with a promoter, and part 2 of my first ever tour, which I am so excited about, which was postponed due to COVID back in March, shadowing the tour manager slash acting as the assistant TM. So I really am excited to look forward to hopefully learning in more detail what a tour manager's role is and what goes on behind the show, so all the advancing and everything, as well as in more detail what other members of the crew do, so that, touch wood, fingers crossed, when I eventually hopefully take a band out like on my own solo, I know what's needed not only for the band but what the crew needs to do their jobs to the best of their ability, and really how to keep the crew spirit up, I suppose. I am honestly really shocked that I was chosen for this. It's not something I expected, and so thank you. And I'd just like to say thank you as well to Meds and Wolfie, who have really taken me under their wing and supported me through all of this, and they've listened to me like cry or like stress out and all of that. They've been absolutely amazing. They're like family, as well as they've been lecturers who've taught me all of the like academic bits of events, I suppose, and been really supportive with what I've been doing and giving me advice about how to go about things, as well as like my family and friends as well, who've been dead supportive and who've listened to me when I've come back after a gig and been like, oh no, I don't know what I'm doing, and giving me that support and encouragement to just keep doing what I'm doing and really pursuing a career that I absolutely love and absolutely want to do professionally full time forever and ever. So yeah, that's me. Thank you very much for listening.
Thanks, Gabriella. And finally, our last winner today, Cedric Dury.
Hey, I'm Cedric Dury, I'm 17 years old, I'm an aspiring show designer and visual artist from Antwerp, Belgium, and I run a show design agency called Outdream Creative. So apparently I won the TPI Standout Talent Award this year, which is super crazy to me. Thank you to everyone who made this possible. This is a very big dream coming true for me. Just thank you so much, I'm super grateful for this. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. My passion for the industry started when I was around 9 years old. Every time I went to a show with my parents, I got more and more interested in the stage and front of house than in the actual act itself. And my first real show was together with a local DJ I met called Dives. This was in 2018 when I was 14 years old. I started going with him to his shows as his lighting designer, which were mostly small local parties. But at the shows I went with him, I met more and more people, and that's kind of how my career began to grow. I started working at a local venue as a lighting designer, and during the summer of 2019, I got to work at my first festivals. Also during that summer, my first stage design came to life, which was a super cool experience. Now, for 2020, I was asked to design the main stage for a big festival. I was also meant to do full production design and lighting for another festival, and these were really gonna be the biggest projects ever I had ever worked on, and I was super excited for them. But then, as you might have guessed, COVID-19 hit and Belgium went into lockdown. During lockdown, I started focusing more on the virtual world. I had already been developing a big passion for XR production, visuals and 3D work in the past year, and I figured that now would be the perfect time to get deeper into those subjects and expand my knowledge. One of the main tools I've been learning is called Unreal Engine, which is an amazing 3D creation platform. And to be honest, I'm kind of in love with it. It's a super versatile piece of software that I can use for a whole lot of different things. I also started to work more in Blender, which is another 3D software. So that's how I kept busy for, I would say, 2 months, and then after those 2 months, some real world things started happening again. These were mainly live streams, of course, but during summer, Belgium opened up a little bit in terms of COVID, and I got to work on a few small outdoor events. My lockdown highlight would be, and I can't believe I'm saying this, that I got to program lights for a Lost Frequencies live stream, which is still super crazy to me. I'm so grateful for that opportunity. It has always been a dream of mine to work with a AAA artist, and it happened so soon. And yeah, I'm just super happy that I got to work for him. I also got to do visuals at a live stream for Amelie Lenz, which is actually another pretty big artist, and I also worked on some other projects. Last but not least, I got to work on my first real show with Unreal Engine. This was an interactive dance performance where we tracked the dancers' position and orientation with a VR gaming system. An Unreal Engine generated content that was projected behind them that reacted to their position and orientation. Yeah, this was also a very cool project to work on. Lockdown and this whole COVID situation made me realize that I want to become more than only a lighting designer. I really want to be an artist focusing on visual experiences. And to my surprise, during lockdown, I actually got to work on a lot of projects where I could really grow as an artist in various disciplines. So yeah, I'm very grateful and happy for that. In terms of my plans for the future, I'm currently involved in a new green screen studio for XR events. I would be one of the main programmers and environment designers over there, and I'm really looking forward to it. Other than that, the COVID situation in Belgium is quite promising actually. So I hope we can do some real life events again soon. I really enjoyed the work I'm doing right now, and I'm very grateful for those opportunities. But I also really missed the real interactions with people, the crowd screaming when you hit the laser cue and all that good stuff, as I'm sure you miss too. Okay, so this was my little introduction / thank you video. I hope you're all enjoying the Production Futures event. The TPI team did an amazing job again preparing all of this, and it would be super cool to meet you all one day. Thank you so much again for the award. I'm still processing it. Yeah, it's so amazing, such a big dream. So yeah, thank you, really. That's all I can say. Yeah, other than that, have an amazing day and goodbye.
Thanks, Cedric, and once again, well done to all of this year's winners. And thank you very much for all the applications that came through. We were so impressed by the talent and enthusiasm that was demonstrated in all these applications and really enjoyed reading them. We will be running another Breakthrough Talent Awards, so keep an eye out on Production Futures and TPI socials for any further announcements. That's it from me. I'm going to leave you to the rest of your Production Futures Online 2021. Take care.